So, I have an awkward first date question. I know we don't know each other that well yet, but I want to know this. How will firing your job change your life? Seriously, chat in. How will firing your job change your life? Will it make it better in some way, make it more fulfilling? Will it give you something? Feel free to share with us. I love what I'm seeing in the chat. Okay, so you're sharing how firing your job will change your life. Now, put a price on it. What's that worth to you? What's that, finding an amazing new career, feeling less stressed and anxious, feeling fulfilled and happy, all of that stuff you're chatting in. What's that worth to you? $100, $1,000, $1,000,000? Hey, seen some good prices here. So great, awesome. You'll give me your attention then? If finding your job and finding work you love is important, I know it's worth giving me your attention. It's worth shutting down whatever else you're listening to, turning off your phone, and really paying attention to the next 45, 50 minutes so that we can work on this together. And if you don't know me, if you haven't spent much time with me, I just want to say that I'm Christy Mims. This is my mercilessly short introduction. I'm Christy Mims. I'm the founder of the Revolutionary Club, which is a Forbes Top 100 for your career. I've been named a top 29 career expert to follow. I've been featured on Forbes, Entrepreneur.com, Fast Company, The Daily News, Career Realism, LearnVest, all of the places you'd expect me to be, sharing my advice. And part of the reason I'm out there is because I have a mission to help a million people find work that they love. Because I think the world would be really different if we all loved our work. And so I'm so glad that I get to help you today find work that you love. That's awesome. So let's get to it. Here's what we'll cover today. First, the big mistake you are probably making right now. 3 steps you need to take to find your passion now so you can fire your job without stress. What to say to get people to want to help you. And I'm going to take any of your questions. Doesn't have to be about what we're going to talk about tonight. It could be about anything. And if you want more help or you want to go further, I'll also give you some additional resources at the end. All right? Okay, so let's get started. Here's the big mistake that you're probably making right now. Let me set it up for you. Most people believe that when you are unhappy at work, you should start the job search. Most people believe that when you are unhappy at work, you should start the job search. It makes sense, right? If your boss is making you annoyed, or you find your work boring, or you're feeling really unfulfilled or miserable, obviously common sense says go somewhere else, do something different. And the Bureau of Labor Statistics supports that. They report that you're going to have 11 jobs in your lifetime. So you're not alone in your thinking, if you're thinking, I need a new job in order to be happy. But here's what's interesting. 2/3 of people are unhappy at work. I've seen surveys as high as 75 to 83%. This is from Gallup. So let's just say that even if we're averaging it, it's the vast majority of us. The vast majority of us are unhappy at work. So clearly, just changing jobs isn't the solution here. If it were, you'd find a new job and you'd be happier, and moreover, so would everyone else. So if you want to fire your job and find fulfilling work, you've got to know what will make you happy first. If you want to fire your job and find fulfilling work, you've got to know what will make you happy first. Otherwise, you're just throwing spaghetti against a wall. You're throwing spaghetti against a wall, hoping something will stick. You're treating your career like spaghetti, which is not an awesome plan for career happiness and for feeling good about what you do. I don't want you to do that. So if this is you, if this sounds familiar, go ahead and chat in and say yes. And of course, we're getting some yeses. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how do I figure it out? How do I find work that I love? And I get that. I understand that. If you're thinking it, it's normal. So let me tell you, you figure it out by finding your passion. So, has anyone here ever paid lip service to finding your passion? Have you ever said, yeah, I'm totally gonna figure out work that I love, or I'm totally gonna find my passion, and then you pour yourself another glass of wine, or maybe you sit down and you watch the entire Bravo Real Housewives series one Saturday afternoon, or you just keep putting it off. You tell yourself you're gonna work on this next week, and then next month, and then another year goes by. Has anyone ever had this happen? Yeah, I'm seeing some yeses. So I'm here to say that it's time to stop paying lip service to finding your passion, because finding your passion is worth it. It's worth putting in some effort in for a couple reasons. The first off is it's better for your health. How many of you have stress or anxiety either around your current job or just around where you're at in your career? You're feeling frustrated or tired or drained, or just your stomach's in a ball all the time. I hate that I have to say this, but I've had not one, not two, but many people write in and talk to me about cancer and other sicknesses that have been brought on by their anxiety and their stress at work. So doing work that you love can actually save your life. It is beneficial to your health in so many ways. It's also huge for how you feel about who you are as a person. Has anyone here ever had a job that's really just tanked your ego and made you feel like a worthless human being? I hope not, but I'm sure, yep, some of you have. So having work that you love, finding your passion boosts your confidence because you feel like you have a purpose, you have meaning, you're doing something important. And that's huge. And companies absolutely love to hire the passionate. Skills that are valued today are innovation, creativity, communication, collaboration, and focus. These are the skills of the new economy, the way that the system works now, not the way it did 10 or 15 years ago, but now, and these are the skills that are going to be valued in the future. And the people who are more likely to have those skills and get the promotions and the salaries that come with them are the passionate. It's hard to be creative or innovative if you're dragging yourself to work every day. It's hard to feel like you want to communicate or take on extra work and really shine if you're completely uninspired and unmotivated. The people who are creative, who are collaborative, who are communicative, who are innovative, who are the things that companies want and are willing to pay for, are people who like their work. So passion pays. But you might be wondering, if passion is so great, why aren't we all working to find it? Why are most of us just talking about it or just pretending it's not out there? And the reason? Because it's freaking hard. Finding your passion is hard. So tell me, what do you think makes finding your passion so hard? Feel free to chat it in. What is it? I mean, is it that you just don't know, that it just seems overwhelming, that you're wondering if there's a passion out there? Is it that it drains you every time you think about it? Yeah, I'm seeing some good stuff in the chat right now. Sometimes, every now and again, people feel energized by this idea of finding your passion, but for a lot of us, it's really overwhelming. I know it's hard, and thanks for sharing. I know this isn't easy, but I want to dive into this more. You've given me some good stuff to go with in the chat already, but let's break it down even further. Did you study Passion 101 in high school? Did you take that class next to algebra and English? What about Careers 304 in undergrad? Did you take that as well? No? Shocking. The reason, number one, why finding your passion is so hard is that you were never taught to do it. You were never taught to do it. This is a big deal. Finding your passion is like any other skill. It's like learning how to read or learning how to write. Some people are just instinctively good at it. They can pick up a musical instrument and play, but most of us need to be taught the scales and how to play and what music is. We don't know. We have to be taught. And no one teaches you. So I want you to take a deep breath and let go of some stress, because it's not your fault. It is not your fault you haven't figured this out, or that you're struggling, or that you're wondering if something's out there for you. You've never been taught, you've never learned how. It's not your fault. So let that go. All right, next up. When you think about finding your passion or even finding a new career, what happens? What happens? Chat that in. Yeah, I'm seeing some people are talking about, what happens in your body especially, right? You get tense, you get stressed. Yep. Yep. You get worried, you get anxious. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the thing. When you think about finding your passion, or you think about, no, I really need a new career, so I got to get something, you get this biological response. And the reason that anything that challenges your survival will trigger a nasty response in your body, right? The reason is because your career provides two of your basic human needs. It provides food and shelter, at minimum, as well as a lot of other stuff. And anytime you rock that boat, you're hardwired to respond, to stay safe, to keep making sure you make that regular paycheck. And so your body responds by saying, what if I fail? What if I can't figure this out? What if this is all there is? What if there's no passion out there for me? What if I'm never going to find it? What if I take a job and it's the wrong thing? And you get all these thoughts and it keeps you stuck. Because the thing is, your biology is fighting against you. You're human, you're hardwired to be this way, to do things that will protect your income, protect your shelter, give you food. And even though you know in part of your brain that a new career is an amazing thing and will do all this stuff, you have a visceral response. Your biology is fighting against you. So reason number 2 why finding your passion is so hard is because you are human. You were born this way. You've got these responses and they're hard to overcome. And finally, how many of you have gotten a less than supportive response from friends or family? When you talk about, hey, I have this idea for a new career, I have this idea about doing something different at work, and people say, ooh, what? That's crazy, or that seems strange, or why would you do that? Right? Yep, seeing some yeses. Or you find other people pushing their ideas on you. You have an idea, oh, I really want to become a writer. It's your uncle or your aunt or your parents or your friends say, oh, writers don't make money. You should be an accountant. You would be an awesome accountant. You should do that. And they smother you with their ideas. So it's really deflating, isn't it? It's deflating to have people not support you in your life. And that's why reason number 3, why finding your passion is so hard, because helpful friends and family make it really hard to stay motivated if they squash your ideas or they push their own agenda on you instead of listening. Frankly, it's enough to make you want to give up already, right? Anyone feel like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore? Yeah, this is part of the reason why we pay lip service to passion and we don't do it. And I want to talk about that for a second. So I'm going to do that with an illustration. So hello, this is me. I was having some photos taken for my website a while back and talking to the photographer about what I do and what I loved about it. And he talked to me a little bit about my story. And I was, told him I was a miserable consultant and I used to feel awful. And he said, wow, your body's really changing. Like, really think about that. Tell me more about how you used to feel. And so I started to talk about it, and this is the photo he took while I was talking about it. Isn't that awesome? Happy to share that. But I'm sharing it because I get it. I understand what it's like to wake up in the morning and not want to go to work, and what it's like to drag yourself out of bed and feel just so lost or guilty because you have a decent job or you've got, you're in a reasonable field or whatever it is, but you don't want to be there anymore. You want something else. I know what it's like to know you can do something more meaningful with your life, more purposeful, and have no idea what that is and feel so stymied and stuck. I know all of that. I've lived it. And you can see that. But I'm here to tell you, hello, when you find work you love, it is so much better. You feel so good about having the challenges and excitement and fulfillment that comes with spending the vast majority of your day on something that matters to you. And I'm sharing this picture with you as just a reminder as to why we need to not pay lip service to passion, why we need to go out and do it. And I'm also sharing it to say that even though I've won awards and I've been recognized, and I've spoke and I've taught, thousands of people how to do this, I'm still a girl who likes to eat a lot of nachos and sit on my couch even today. So I'm just saying, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I think a lot of us are waking up to the idea that this is really, really important. And I know I've been honored to have my work featured on a bunch of different places, but more importantly, I think people want this. We all want work we love when we're finally willing to roll up our sleeves and reject the status quo that says you just have to work, you have to work if you want to live, not enjoy what you do. And so I know you feel this too because you're here. It's not just Forbes and US News and all the people where I've been featured. It's you guys. You understand this. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about your new approach. This is what I want you to figure out and work on for the next 30 days. And we're going to use my system. This is my Career Happiness Revolution system, and it's 4 steps. First, overcome your biology. We just talked about why biology gets you. Second, discover your passion. Third, build the right community so that you stay motivated and you get the help that you need. And then fourth, begin your new career. Today, we don't have time for all of this, but we're going to talk about 1, 2, and 3. So let's start with number 1. Overcome your biology. And the thing that I want you to remember is that fact trumps fear. Fact trumps fear. You've got a lot of unconscious beliefs and ideas and assumptions about yourself and life or things you've heard, and it's easy to just have one of them pop into your mind, and so therefore you immediately dismiss an opportunity. But when you actually have facts, when you start to question the things that you believe and you start to get real facts about things, you'd be surprised at how easy it is to let go of the fear and to overcome your biology. So this is what I want you to do. Let's get concrete. First off, when you find yourself reacting, take a deep breath. Take one right now with me. Breathe in. Hold it. Let it go. And the reason to do this is it stops the fight or flight reaction. It stops that biological response. And secondly, it oxygenates your brain, and that makes you smarter. So let's make you smart and ready to deal with this biological response and work on passion. So that's the first thing. Second thing, when someone says to you or you say to yourself, I can't do this, I don't deserve this, I can't figure this out, this will never happen, I want you to ask, how do you know? Seriously, if someone else is saying something to you like you can't do that, I want you to say, how do you know? Ask it out loud. And if it's you criticizing yourself, I want you to say the same thing. Keep digging until you have facts, not fears. So for example, if you say, oh, everyone knows you can't make your living as a travel writer, or I could never change careers after a certain age, then I want you to ask, how do you know? How do you, tell me, not in a snarky way, not like, how do you know? How do you know? Ask with curiosity and then get the facts. And the thing is your life can change by asking this question. So to tell you a really quick story, when I was consulting, I finally figured out that my passion was to help people with career happiness, and I was unsure as to how I was going to do that 9 to 5. And one of the things I was exploring was career coaching. I thought that might be the perfect fit for my passion. It's a perfect way for me to express it. And so I was a consultant, and I worked with a lot of consultants who also got certified as coaches, including my boss, who I really respected. And I went to her and I talked to her about my interest in getting certified as a coach and some of what I was thinking about. And she looked at me and she said, great, getting certified as a coach is wonderful. You should do that. And if you think that you're going to be a successful coach and start a business in Washington, D.C., you're wrong. You're going to fail. The market's oversaturated. And I was so shocked because she was super supportive and super caring and just a brilliant person. And I was just felt like a slap in the face. I was so surprised. And I almost just gave it up right then and there. But part of me inside myself, I was just thinking, how do you know? How do you know? You haven't done it. How do you know? And so I didn't ask her. I wish I had, but I didn't ask her. But I did go out and I said, you know what? I'm going to find some other coaches and ask them. So I went out and talked to some other coaches and I said, hey, this is what I heard. Is this true? Can you make a living as a coach? And they all said, yeah, of course, we're doing it. We're absolutely doing it. Like, why would anyone tell you that? That's crazy. You totally can. And it got me to believe in myself again and believe in this idea, which is awesome because if not, I wouldn't be here today. If I hadn't asked that question, we would not be having this chat right now. So this question can change your life. So that's how I want you to start overcoming your biology. Next, we need to talk about your passion. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to treat learning about passion the same way you would learn about any hugely important skill. So think for a moment, what was the last big skill that you learned? What was the last big skill that you learned? And then take it a step further. What did you do to learn that skill? Did you study? Did you buy a bunch of books? Did you practice? Did you hire a fitness trainer, or did you, pay someone for some teaching or some learning? What was the last big skill that you learned? I want you to really get concrete with this. And I also want you to be honest, because I think a lot of times we think about learning new skills and we're aspirational. We're like, oh, if I sign up to go to the gym, I'm all of a sudden going to be fit. I have had that conversation with myself, but that's not honest. That's not honesty. That's me being aspirational. The truth is, I know that when I want to learn something, I need to invest both time and money. That is what gets me going. I need to hire someone to help me. I need to sign myself up for a program or a class. Just paying lip service to it, just reading a book isn't usually going to be enough for me. I like to get formal, structured education when I learn big skills. So I want you to be honest about yourself when you think about how you're going to learn about your passion. I don't want you to be aspirational. Be honest. What does it take for you to learn a new skill? What do you need in order to learn that skill? And then get it. There's a million ways for you to figure out your passion. You can buy a book. There's a million books out there. I've written one of them. You can attend a class or a lecture series. You can get into a comprehensive program that's all about career change and passion, or you can hire a coach. There's a lot of options out there for you, but I want you to really think about what's going to work for you and be honest. Think about how you best learn and invest in yourself. And here's why this is important, guys. We spend 3,000 hours a year either working, driving to work, or thinking about work. You're going to work for 50 years in the course of your life these days. So that's 150,000 hours. 150,000 hours that you're going to spend in your life. You'll spend more time at work than you will asleep or with your spouse during your working life. So I want you to be super clear on the fact that this is important. It's worth investing in. And the reason that people fail at finding their passion, a big one, is that they aren't honest about what they need in order to learn this skill. They try to figure it out on their own or read a couple blogs, and they don't get the right support. So be honest with yourself. Get the support that you need. Google can be your friend here, and I will give you more resources at the end as well to help with this specific problem. All right. Next up, let's talk about your community. There are people who make your dreams a reality. Your community, whether it's helping you figure out your passion by talking you through it or giving you ideas, or connecting you with an interesting new company or a new job, the people in your community matter. And we've talked about this. We know why having the right people around you is important in your career. So right now, I want you to identify one person who inspires you. One person. Maybe it's a blogger or someone in your immediate community, at work, at life, at church, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Write their name down right now. As part of your next 30 days, you're going to be questioning everything you hear. You're going to sign yourself up for a course or program, and you're going to start talking to people. So let's talk about this. Start talking to people. I want you to invite this person, this name that you just wrote down, invite them to coffee. Go to coffee. Don't go with an agenda, but allow yourself to be inspired. This is someone that inspires you. And the way that you do that, this most simple way, is to just invite them to coffee and then talk about what they're up to. People love to talk about themselves. It takes the conversational burden off you, and you can learn something. But you might be wondering, okay, well, how, if I don't know them well or I don't know them at all, do I contact them? And I want you to use my 4-step system. Step 1, sincere flattery plus a common connection. Or sincere flattery or a common connection. You can have one or the other or both. Then you introduce yourself and you make your ask, and you can use more flattery here. Then you make it easy to say yes, and then you close. So let me give you an example. Dear Abby, Jackie Collins and I went to school together, and she told me about the work that you are doing with romance fiction. I've since read everything you've ever published, and I'm incredibly blown away by your storytelling and your success. My favorite book was The Strong but Short Pirate King because the ending was such a surprise. Okay, so in that first paragraph, I used sincere flattery. I've loved everything you've written. I've read it all, right? And I showed that because I referenced her work. And I also demonstrated that we had a connection. We have a common friend. Then, next up, I'm going to make my ask. So I say, I'm writing you today because I'd love to learn more about how you got your start as a writer. So that's why I'm writing her. It's long been a dream of mine. I'm finally beginning to explore it more seriously. Would you have 20 minutes to talk to me over the phone or over a cup of coffee sometime soon? I'm free anytime, Monday afternoon or Friday morning for the next month, and then I can meet whenever it's convenient for you. So what I did there is I introduced who I was, I made my ask, and then I made it easy to say yes. I'm free anytime on these days. All she has to do is look at her calendar, pick a time, and let me know. That's it. Super easy. And then I have a quick close. I hope we get a chance to talk, but either way, you've already inspired me, right? That's simple. This is actually a little long. It could be even shorter than this, but I wanted to give you a pretty robust example. Here's another one. I use this one all the time because I love it. This is what someone wrote to me. She said, Christy, I've subscribed to your newsletter for the series on finding your passion and been continually inspired and motivated by your messages. So that's great. So she's showing me we have a connection. She's in my community. I would love to be able to connect with you here after reading your latest note on networking and a real housewife. I also love the housewives. So that's great because again, she's showing another common connection. And she's also already used a little flattery, telling me she's inspired and motivated. Love that. And she made her ask, I want to connect with you. Super simple. Then she said, since I do not have your email address as the newsletter comes from a group, and mail was the best way to reach out to connect. So she's telling me why she contacted me this way, not another way, which is nice. Thank you, Rachel. That's it. Super simple. She just wanted to connect on LinkedIn. She wrote me a personal note with flattery. She made her ask very clear, made it easy for me to say yes. Super simple. So if you can't invite someone for coffee because they're Oprah maybe, or Tina Fey or someone else, then become a part of their world. It's easier today than ever to connect with people because you never have to leave your bedroom or your pajamas. You can do it online. Follow them on LinkedIn or on Twitter or on Facebook. Read their blog, read their book, read their articles, listen to their podcast, whatever it is, and connect with them that way. You don't always have to know someone personally for them to inspire and motivate you or give you ideas about what's next for you in your career. The reason is that I'm really hounding you on this is because when you see other people achieving something, it automatically opens up your world. If you live in a place, let's say you want to start your business, and you live in a place where no one you know has ever started their own business, or maybe you know someone and they failed, it's hard to believe that you can do that or even know that's an option for you. But if you start to seek out people who have their own businesses and spend time with them and learn from them, you start to believe it's possible for you too. It opens up your world of opportunity and what's possible. And so I have another quick story for you. This is obviously San Francisco. This is the Golden Gate Bridge. So I'm from Washington, D.C., and that's where I lived and worked and was miserable for many years. And when I started my business and I quit my job, I was still there. And I talked to people about how I wanted to build this global coaching business, how I wanted to reach people and change people's lives and help them figure out what they want to do with their careers and become a success. And the people of DC were skeptical. A lot of people that I knew there were government contractors, they were consultants, they were very used to a structured workday. They said, no, you should be a corporate coach, you should go work in a cube somewhere, you should work on client site, all this other stuff. It's not what I wanted to do. But I didn't know anyone doing that. And so I started to seek them out. And I found a lot of the people I really admired were in San Francisco. That's not why I moved here, but it was something that I noticed. And I had a bunch of reasons I wanted to leave DC, and I ended up coming to San Francisco, but it definitely helped to know that people who were doing what I wanted to do or who were tangential to that were here. So when I got here, it was mind-blowing because everyone I talked to just had a different take on what was possible. People didn't rain on my parade anymore. They said, oh yeah, we totally know someone doing that, or have you thought about this, or that's a really interesting idea, tell me more. And what it did was it opened up my mind to possibility, and it supercharged my progress and allowed me to reach so many more people and do so much more quickly because I was surrounded by the right community. Again, I didn't have to come here for that. I started to seek them out and just realized they were here online. But actively seeking out these people and surrounding myself by them and following them, and when I got here, taking a few home to lunch really helped me change my perspective. So this is what I want you to take away. I want you over the next month to overcome your biology. I want you to take the Fact Trumps Fear challenge and ask, how do you know every time you find yourself questioning, or you find yourself doubting, or you find someone else doubting you? Then I want you to get the passion learning that you need. Sign up, buy a book, sign up for a program, hire a coach, whatever it is, do that this month. Then I want you to build the right community. Each week, I want you to reach out to someone new and just listen to them or be inspired by them. I've already given you several different ways to do that. All you have to do is do it. So, are you ready to find work you love? Are you feeling excited, nervous, scared? Yes, a little all three. Energized, alive. Awesome. That's awesome. So, you're here, you're watching this, you've made it to this point, and so I want to show you how to take what you learned today and go even further. I want to show you how you take what you learned today and turn it into a system of actionable steps that, when followed, will help you find work that makes you happy, confident, fulfilled, alive. I want you to feel like this. This, by the way, you can see me in this photo. I'm wearing white in the back. This is Career Camp. This is one of the retreats I used to take women on to really find their passion and work out the next stage of their career. And this is the end of the weekend, how everyone was feeling. I want you to feel this. I want you to feel this. I want you to feel like the world is your oyster in terms of your career, that meaningful work is out there. This is what I want you to feel like. Not every day, because work is going to be challenging and exciting, and there's good days and bad, but this is what I want you to feel like overall. And so to do that, I've developed a program that will show you how to identify your passion and turn it into a job that makes you happy. And it's called the Career Happiness Revolution. And I want to introduce the 2.0 version, because this program has been around for 3 years. Hundreds of people have been through it, but we've completely updated it, and it's finally open for enrollment. And what it is a complete system to help smart people finally find work that they love. And here's how it works. We use the same system I just taught you, except on steroids. We go super deep over the course of 8 weeks, each week with a different focus on the training. We walk you through everything from overcoming your biology to uncovering your passion to building your community to working on your resume and on your interview skills and everything else. And let me tell you how we do it. Let's get more detail here. So week 1, we're actually going to start with your confidence, with the doubts, with the fears, with everything people are telling you, with your belief that there's nothing out there for you, or you're worried that you're not going to stay motivated to figure it out. All of that stuff we're going to tackle week 1. If we don't do that, if we don't build up your confidence and really rewire your brain and start there, it's going to be really hard to uncover your passion. This is one of the things that makes this program different. We don't start where you think we'd start. We actually start with something much more foundational. Week 2, we talk about your fears around money, your budget. We also talk about your transferable career skills, the things that are really awesome, the skills you already have but you don't know, that are going to matter in your next job. And we talk about your vision for where you're going next. And you can see what Janet said. In January, I was completely discouraged. By April, I had 2 job offers. And you can see, she said she had an amazing year. And now I'm in a position with a great organization, which is a great fit for me. It blows my mind when I say my new job title. I almost can't believe it. So, Janet did this. She told me, I actually interviewed her, and she said that module 1 and module 2 were life-changing. All right. Then week 3, week 4, we actually uncover your passion. That's what we dig into. But we don't just uncover it. I show you a different way to think about passion and how to turn your passion into a job. Then we test it. So if you've ever been terrified, like I can't quit, what if I get this wrong? What if I'm not going to do it right? I show you a practical way to test out ideas and figure things out so that you make the right decision for you. I am not about just theory. That's useless to you. I'm about theory and practice, and that's what this program has. And you can see what Mike accomplished. He said, I got a new job while laying the groundwork to launch my own business. He wrote one of the most random and one of the nicest compliments. He said, Christy Mims is a Jedi Knight when it comes to career happiness. Thank you, Mike. That's awesome. But, he was able to do so much in such a short period of time. Then we're going to go to phase 3. In module 5, we're going to build your support network. I'm going to teach you how to network and get jobs more quickly. And I'm going to teach you the 3 people you must have in your support network and how to contact them and give you a way to get 30 people instantly in your network. Then we're going to talk about how to communicate the right way, because your career happiness depends on others. So it's time to ask for what you want and get the right network in place. And you can see Tess, she said, in 5 months, I quit my job and started a business, which is awesome. That's such good work in such a short period of time. And Tess, actually, she's from New Zealand. We have people from all over the world in this program. It's not just for people in the United States. Then, Module 7, Week 7, we talk about job versus business. I give you a high-level strategy for what to think about if you're thinking, should I stay in corporate America? Should I start my own business? Should I work for a nonprofit? What should I do? We also talk about how to get a resume together as a career changer. So I really break down and give you examples about what to do. Then we talk about interviewing, and we also put together your first business plan if you decide you want to go that route. All of that is in this module. And then in week 8, we talk about how to stay motivated, how to stay focused, and how to make sure you're successful. This is not just a program where you take an assessment, we tell you jobs. This is a holistic, completely whole round program where we deal with everything from your confidence to your family, to your passion, to your resume. We handle it all. And we do it through the core program, which you log on from anywhere in the world, online, watch videos, do worksheets. And we also have live webinars. So you're going to get to hang out with me and other students in the program 5 times. And I'm going to check in with you and hold you accountable and make sure you are making progress. But we also, because I know what it takes to succeed, we also give you 4 bonuses. How to make more money, a training on how to negotiate salary and make more money before when you are, whether you're at your current job or at a new job. We give you mastermind groups. So if you're worried about not feeling connected because this is online, don't be. In addition to the training, to the live webinars, to everything else, we'll give you the option to join small mastermind groups of people who are in your same time zone so that you can get together with them every week and hold each other accountable and develop a deeper connection. Business owners have been doing this for years because we understand there's so much wisdom and resource in having these connections with other people, and it's time to apply that to your career. I've been told again and again, for some folks, this was worth the entire program, this group. Then we're going to give you lifetime access. So if you're busy or you're worried or if something happens, you can come back later and finish the program or retake it, do it again and again. Your career is going to change over time. I want you to have all of the materials you need. And then we have Action Bootcamp, which is my most exciting bonus. We've never offered anything like this before. Once the 8 weeks are over, we're going to take a week off, and then we're going to start an email training. Each week, I'm going to send you an email with detailed steps for you to take either in your job search or in starting your business. And you don't have to decide. You'll get access to both. But if you ever wanted someone to tell you exactly what to do, I'm going to do it. All right. And of course, we have an awesome Facebook group. It's a way for you to connect, not just at the webinars and not just in the masterminds, but anytime with me and with everyone else in the program who chooses to participate. It's optional. You don't have to. I know a lot of people have feelings about Facebook, but it's there if you want it. And as Kim said, the support network of people going through the exact same thing has and is hugely beneficial. I don't feel so alone or crazy for feeling the way I do about my career. It's a safe place to vent, ask questions without judgment, right? We all feel judgment from our friends and family. This is your community. I'm going to just give it to you. So what you'll know at the end of the program, you'll know what your big passion actually is, the steps you need to take to turn your passion into a job, how to be confident in your career decisions, how to build the right community to help you get that job, how to update your resume, interview well, negotiate the right salary, and how to start your business. You're going to feel confident, excited, and energized. And I think that could be the most important part of this program for you, is to feel great about your career. So here's what it costs. It's $1,200 for everything I just talked about, lifetime access, everything. Or you can do a payment plan of $235 for 6 months. But because you are here, if you sign up and join the program now, while we're on this call, and you should see a link pop up. If you haven't already, you can go ahead and join. You will get extra bonuses. So you have to join while we're on this webinar. We'll be on for a little while longer, but the first 3 people will get a 30-minute one-on-one private coaching slot with me, just you and me on the phone. The first 3 people who sign up will get that. That's worth $200 for an hour. I used to charge people $400 an hour for coaching, so it's an awesome deal. And I don't coach privately anymore, by the way. So this is the only way to do that. The Career Happiness Revolution Right Now bonus, you'll also get the Networking Masterclass. So we're going to talk about support and networking in the Career Happiness Revolution, but I've also created an additional amazing, robust training that's just on networking, and it's super tactical and super concrete. It's worth $297. And if you sign up now, you'll get access to it, and we'll give you your login and information for it once the core program is over, because I don't want you to be overwhelmed by information. But it's an amazing way to supercharge your job search and build your business, or whatever you want to do. This will help. Then I've partnered with Alan at Interview Success Formula. And even though we're talking in depth about interviewing in the Career Happiness Revolution, if you sign up right now, he's also going to give you his Interview Success Formula, which is an awesome training, everything you need to know about interviewing broken down even further. I want you to be a career ninja at the end of this program. So just to sum up, that's $600 of extra available bonuses if you sign up while we're on this webinar. Now, I don't want you to feel worried or nervous, so I want you to know that we have a guarantee. Test drive the first 4 modules, sign up, test drive them, do everything. And if the program isn't for you, for whatever reason, then just send us an email anytime before Module 5 opens. The modules open on Sundays. So send us an email by the Saturday before, attach all of your completed homework, and we'll refund you right away. We might ask, but we won't wait for a response before we refund you. All you have to do is show that you did the work. I know this program works, but you have to actually do the work, right? So you're welcome to try that out. I don't want your money if I'm not helping you. And if you're wondering, we have a couple more students here. I asked people, what did the program do for you? For Aspen, she went from not knowing where her career was headed to writing a business plan, getting a loan, signing a contract. Sue was able to craft and pitch her dream job to a company, and she went through 4 interviews. Last I chatted with her, she'd been through 4 interviews, and they're trying to figure out a way to hire her. Clark wanted a dramatic change. He signed on to the CHR to get out of his rut, and he figured out his passion, and he's working towards his next career. So this is just a small sample of what some students have done. So I want you to know that the program works. But I know you might also be thinking, I'm really busy right now. I don't know if I have time. I was thinking this is important, but maybe I'll put it off till later. So the question that I want you to think about is, let's turn to Oprah. Oprah said, the essential question is not how busy are you, but what are you busy at? Are you doing what fulfills you? So I really want you to think about this. It's so easy to delay things out of fear or just procrastination. Don't do that. If you're not doing work that fulfills you, then start figuring it out now. I'm not asking you to quit your job or change jobs now, but you will be grateful you did this work now and you started working on it, because life is too short. We spend how many hours? 150,000 hours over the lifetimes of our career at work. It's too short not to love what you do. And if you're really busy and you're bad with time management, I also have a special bonus I haven't mentioned, but it is there. As soon as you sign up, you'll get access to this immediately. Time management training. And keeping with time management, it's short. It's very helpful. It's the best time management techniques to help you with the program, but you'll also be able to apply it to your life. Okay, you might be thinking, well, I've tried a lot and I don't know if I have a passion. So I've heard that. I get it. I understand. In the passion module, I will show you why you absolutely do have a passion and how to figure it out. We will deal with that in week 3. However, I want you to know you're not the only one who's asked me that. What Sally said was, when she was thinking about signing up for the program, she was on the fence because she wasn't sure she wanted to spend more money. She said she tried at least 20 self-help books, right? But you'll also see that what she said was, now I'd absolutely recommend the program. Because I was able to show her how to break it down, because she got structure and accountability, she was able to make progress, and now she's transitioning out of teaching and into being a landscape designer. That's pretty amazing. So, and also, by the way, she is definitely a more seasoned career person. She's a little bit more seasoned, if you will, a little extra spicy. So, this works at any age. So here's the bad news. This program happens only once a year. This is it. Now is the time. And the reason for that is because I want to be able to focus everything on you. So I open it for enrollment once a year so I can focus everything on you, and so you have this great community around you. But here's the good news. It's open right now. So you can join us today, and I hope that you do. And here's how I want you, if you're still on the fence, it's for you if you know what you're doing now isn't working in your career and you want something new. If you know you can't figure this out on your own, if you thought about how you learned and you are honest and not aspirational and you know you need help, and if you want structured support, information, motivation, and accountability to make progress. And hey, I'm also going to hand you an awesome community. So If you can answer yes to any of these, the Career Happiness Revolution is for you. And I know it's an investment, I realize that, but if you break down the investment, it's only $3.28 a day over the course of a year, and you have lifetime access. Every time we upgrade the program, you'll get access. Every time we raise the price, you won't have to pay anymore because you'll already have access. I also want to say the Career Happiness Revolution it's less expensive than spending tens of thousands of dollars on grad school for a program you're not sure you're going to love. Hiring a private coach. When you hire a private coach, you don't get lifetime access either. It's also cheaper than your last escape vacation. I know I used to plan, I spent a lot of time thinking about my vacations, and I spent a lot of money. And all I was doing was living for a couple weeks a year. I want you to live for every day of the year. So I'd love to invite you to join. You can sign up at thecareerhappinessrevolution.com/enroll and join us now while the program's open. And also, if you sign up now, you'll get access to the bonuses, the amazing bonuses, that webinar-only bonuses I just outlined. If you don't sign up, then you won't get those extra bonuses. So what's next for you? You can do nothing and probably not make progress. Just that's common sense. You can do what we talked about and make progress on your own. If that's how you learn, if you took everything in and you know you're good to go, that's fine. But if you want more, you can follow a step-by-step system. We're going to go in amazing detail, and it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be powerful. And you'll have the support of a great community. So if it's the third thing, then you'll get all of this. You'll get the Career Happiness Revolution, all of the bonuses, boot camp, lifetime access, more how to make more money training, mastermind groups, time management ninja, the networking masterclass, interview success formula. You'll get all of it. And this is what your investment will be. And please don't forget, we have this awesome guarantee. I don't want to take your money if I'm not helping you. All I ask is that you try the program in good faith, that you show up, that you do the work. And if it's not working for you, just give us your completed worksheets before the 5th module unlocks. Get us those worksheets. You have 4 weeks to figure it out. So take advantage. I'm not going to be offended if it doesn't work for you. I believe it will if you do the work, but test drive it. Take it for a spin. All right. So do you believe that knowing your passion will help you find a job that makes you happy? Do you believe that? And if you don't do this, what will you do instead? If you believe that knowing your passion will help find a job that makes you happy, then sign up and join us and figure it out. And if you don't do this, do you have another plan? This opportunity is here for you now. So I hope that you join us. And I'm going to leave this slide up now. This is where you can go. And I want to take your questions. So by all means, start thinking about your questions and chatting them in. Ask me about the program, ask me about the material we covered, or ask me something random. I'm more than happy to give you whatever help that I can while we're here right now.